Hi there, this is Ritesh. Welcome to part 2 of the screencast series on learning Git. In this screencast, we will explore the following concepts: repository, cloning, staging, committing, pushing, pulling, and fetching. It is important to understand Git concepts and terminology before attempting to start using or learning Git commands. Apart from making it easier to learn and master Git, it will also enable you to make the most of the powerful capabilities and features that Git has to offer. A Git repository is a database that can track source code or source file changes. Repositories consist of one or more branches, which in turn consist of one or more changes, known as a commit. When a repository has multiple users, each user will get their own copy of the repository. This is also referred to as their local repository. Sharing changes with other users is done by synchronizing your local repository with the remote repository. Cloning is creating a copy of the remote repository. This is then also referred to as your local repository. When you clone a repository, the data from that repository is transported to both your working directory as well as your local repository. While your working directory gets the latest copy of that data, your local repository, in addition to getting the latest copy of that data, also gets all the historical changes associated with that data. Staging is unique to Git. Previous source control systems only permitted you to commit all or nothing of your changes. But staging in Git lets you pick and review the changes you want to commit. You can add and remove files to this area as you wish before committing them. You can also stash all the files currently in your staging area for use at a later time, if you want to track them as a whole but do not wish to commit them yet. A commit is a set of changes that you want to store in your repository. This is often referred to as a change set. Each commit has a unique identifier to allow you to track this change set. It's generally good practice to link your work items with your commits. Most modern work tracking systems will offer you this feature out of the box. Once you've committed your changes to your local repository, you will then push them to the remote repository. In the course of your work, you will want to retrieve changes made by other users. In order to do so, you will need to pull or fetch these changes from the remote repository. While both fetching and pulling download data from the remote repository, the difference is that pull will attempt to merge or integrate the difference inside your files, whereas the fetch merely attempts to get new data. When you do a pull operation, you may come across merge conflicts. This is due to the nature of the pull operation. We will discuss and explore conflicts in a later screencast. Join me in the next screencast to continue exploring Git concepts such as branching, merging, and tagging.